Energy. It is the single most important asset in our modern lives. It is essential to the functioning of our devices, transport, and buildings. And yet, the variability of renewable energy sources means that much of it would go to waste without ways to sustainably and affordably store it. In 2022, 2.4 million megawatt hours of utility-scale wind and solar output was wasted in California alone. That's enough to power the average American household for over 22,000 years. Our reliance on fossil fuels during peak hours due to insufficient energy storage infrastructure is fueling climate change and its destruction of our planet. This presents the critical need for a sustainable and low-cost way to store energy for later use, which is where Storecrete comes in. Storecrete revolutionizes the way we view energy storage by asking, what if the building itself was the battery? Storecrete hits two birds with one stone by being a concrete supercapacitor. It consists of cement, water, and most importantly, carbon black. As water is added into the mixture, it reacts with the cement, forming a network of fractal-like structures and pores. The conductive carbon black then moves into these structures, creating a dense network of wire. After it hardens, it is split into two pieces, which are then soaked in an electrolyte solution, such as potassium chloride. They are then polarized, allowing for opposing charges to appropriately accumulate on either side. The plates are then separated by an insulating membrane to create a supercapacitor. Once installed, it requires a simple flick of a switch to turn on and off. Storecrete can be embedded into the foundations and columns of homes and potentially skyscrapers. This uses existing technology that's been tested on a small scale and can be easily scaled, as the energy storage capacity is determined by the surface area available for the electrodes. As the researchers' efforts for this are currently focused on another sector, we intend to license the revolutionary process at 10% to slightly above the industry standard rate of 8% to allow us to bring to market our building-focused product. While other residential energy storage systems have been developed, they are expensive, lack the longevity, multifunctionality, and sustainability achieved by Storecrete. We empathize with current customer pain points on installation, performance degradation, and eco-friendliness and turn them into opportunities. Storecrete creates a blue ocean by placing sustainability at the forefront of our business. We achieve high levels of differentiation from our red ocean competitors while retaining a low cost. Although Storecrete's energy density is comparatively lower, the magnitude in which it would be employed means that would not be a point of concern. Storecrete's approach eliminates the need to compete for scarce resources and instead utilizes cheap and readily available ones. Consequently, it also eliminates the need for a long supply chain and its subsequent carbon emissions. The widespread adoption of Storecrete can enable buildings to function as a part of a smart grid, thereby limiting the need for utility-scale energy storage. Furthermore, it reduces the complexity of production, allowing it to be made domestically. By combining the use cases of two carbon-intensive processes, extracting lithium and making concrete, we'd also significantly decrease overall carbon emissions. At the same time, Storecrete will raise the importance of transparency in our manufacturing and take ethical and sustainable responsibility. Importantly, as we store energy in the form of charge, we can raise the number of charge cycles by a significant amount, alongside the overall longevity of our product. Finally, Storecrete creates a multi-purpose product that can be seamlessly integrated into new buildings. The accessibility of Storecrete's materials and processes would also support the local and domestic manufacturing sector. Storecrete lies at the unique intersection of energy storage and construction material, where there are currently no competing firms. We intend to first approach green construction firms and contractors, especially those in the zero-energy building sector, through a B2B model. Their goals directly align with our product's sustainable value proposition. We will then expand our reach to traditional construction firms and contractors via large wholesale material firms and supply stores. Finally, we'll explore the residential building market and emerging economies who are in the midst of a construction boom by partnering with local firms in their respective countries to distribute Storecrete. As we lie at the intersection of two industries, the residential energy storage and green cement industry, who have a combined market share of $933 billion and are expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 18.3% and 9.9% respectively, we here at Storecrete are confident that there is a feasible market for our product. Having aligned ourselves with clean energy and supply chain priorities set out by the Inflation Reduction Act and bipartisan infrastructure law, we stand to benefit from the grants and funding offered. The Department of Energy has already awarded over $320 million towards developing energy storage startups. Additionally, we will look into private investors such as Bill Gates' Breakthrough Energy Ventures, which has a history of investing into energy storage companies both domestically and internationally. Finally, our customers will benefit from a 30% residential clean energy credit, making Storecrete even more appealing. Storecrete will retain an uncontested market for years to come through an exclusive licensing deal. There is no doubt that a clean energy future is near, and Storecrete will be the one to build it.